So if you guys are wondering how much I earn per month, drum roll. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'll be talking about how I budget with my salary and living in Sydney. And yeah, let's get to it. In this video, I wanted to show you exactly how I use my Excel sheet and how I break down each of the different expenses that I have, and hopefully this somewhat helps you if you moved out of home and you also live in Sydney as well. I would say that my expenses ranges from week to week, and so it's really dependent on what I usually prioritize, which is my fixed bills. I really like watching these type of videos because ever since I moved out of home, it was really hard for me to understand how to manage my money. And when I lived at home, or when I shared a place with someone and shared my expenses with someone, it was a lot easier because I didn't have to worry about running out of money. But if you guys don't know, but I've made a career change, so I really had to take a pay cut, and it definitely has been challenging in terms of understanding where my money should go. But it's been about 3 months, so I would say I have a good hang of where I should spend my money. So yeah, if you guys are also experiencing something similar, hope this helps you as well. So if you guys are wondering how much I earn per month, drum roll. So in total, I earn $3,800. That's kind of like a estimate, and it's definitely a pay cut. I think it's about a 20k, so 20k, about that much of a pay cut from my previous job as an OT. So yeah, it's definitely a big pay cut, but I know that this is the beginning of a new career, and I know that I'm gonna earn more in the future. So yeah, so since we talked about my salary, let's kind of break down where I put my expenses. I have my laptop here where I have my Excel sheet, and I use my Excel sheet to track all of my expenses. Every time I go out and spend money, I would put it down in my sheet, and yeah, it basically helps me to track how much I'm spending on certain things and what I can cut down on if necessary. So since I get an income, when I get my paycheck, which I will get this I think Thursday, I usually would put how much I got, and sometimes it ranges. I don't know if it's because of tax, or I do have a HECS debt. So if you guys don't know, but it's a uni debt, and so people if you are an Australian citizen, or if you were born here, you'll get money from the government to pay for your tuition. So that's what I did, and yeah. So for me, I have 3 different buckets, and these buckets help me know where my money is going. So the first bucket is my savings. My savings is something that I find really important because it helps me know that I have money to support myself with in case I do lose a job. So I put about $800 per month. Not about, I think I put exactly $100, and this goes into 2 savings accounts. So I have a savings account with my ING bank account, and this bank account has a really high interest rate. It's about I think 4 point something%. Let me know if it's higher than that, because last time I checked it was that. And then my other savings money goes to my online banking account, which is my UBank account, and this bank account also has a high interest as well, and I've been putting a lot of money into that account. So that account, I just never look at it, whereas my ING account has my everyday spendings account as well, so it is a lot like easier to take out money from that account. So yeah, I do recommend you having different savings account for different reasons. My main reason why I save is to build up my emergency fund. So I am like trying to save about 6 months of like living expenses just in case I do lose a job or if I want to take a break from work or anything like that. But yeah, I think mainly like I just like to have that safety net, and then once I have that, I can save for other things that I prioritize, which is probably traveling. So yeah, to be exact, I put $600 into my emergency savings and $200 into my long-term savings. I used to put money into like a ETF or index fund using a micro investing app called Spaceship, but then I stopped doing that because it wasn't giving me any return and I just heard really bad reviews about Spaceship, so I stopped. So I got the money out. Thankfully I only lost like $100, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, and right now I'm not really investing into anything because my main priority right now is to save. And yeah, okay, so the next bucket I have is my fixed expenses. So this is I find this pretty interesting because I feel like people's how much people will spend on their bills and rent will vary. I personally like to live somewhere that is safe and nice and is somewhat close to like the shops and people that I care about. So that is why you can see my rent isn't like the cheapest, but I feel like it's pretty cheap considering what I get and where I live. I pay exactly $1,160 per month, so this is $290 per week. And my living situation is that I live with my landlord, so I pay her $290, and this includes any utilities, which is great. Utilities meaning like water, gas, electricity, and internet as well. And this is like the best arrangement. I didn't really find anything cheaper than this. If you're looking for a place to live in Sydney and want to spend less money on rent, I would definitely recommend living with someone else, like a flatmate or a roommate. And yeah, so I actually use the website flatmates.com to find a flatmate. So yes, that's the tip. So another thing that I pay is my phone bill, which is $40 per month, and my car insurance. You're gonna like be shocked about this. It's $123.17. Yes, I don't know exactly how to make that less, but that's how it is. My health insurance is $33.44, and my fuel, usually it's about like $50, but I put $60 for my budget. So yeah, that's my like monthly fixed expenses. And then so the total amount is $1,416.61. So that's about 36 or 37% of my salary. People say that you should spend 30% or under, 30% or less of your salary on rent, which I think is really it's a good tip because that means that you can spend more money on other things that you actually prioritize on, like your health and everything like that. So I'm kind of happy that my total cost, including like my bills, other bills, is about 37%, because then I can put my money into other things like my food, going out, and enjoying life. So yeah, the last bucket that I have is my flexible expenses. So for my groceries and household items, I put about like $400, and I usually say it ranges from week to week. Like last week I spent $40 on groceries, which is crazy because yeah, like I barely got anything, but I think it's because one week I would splurge or like buy a bit more and then I have leftovers for the next week. And I think that's the perk of living like alone is that you do have extra like food left over for yourself. And yeah, so I spend on like a more expensive week, I do spend like over $100, but it never goes over 150. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I try to get like food that I can freeze and things that I can meal prep as well. But yeah, if you want any tips about that, let me know. So for eating out, this I spent, oh, like this, the budget I have is $360. So I only eat out like 3 times a week, and so it will be like a Friday or the weekends, and I try not to eat like food that's too expensive. So during, I'm lucky that I work from home, so I don't have to buy food or anything like that, or yeah, so yeah, I don't have many temptations, but I think for me, my weakness is coffee, so I do spend money on coffee quite a bit. Yeah, I'm really wanting a coffee machine, but it just, I feel like the coffee at a coffee shop, like, is just so good that I can't like live without. So that's kind of why I do sometimes like overspend when it comes to like eating out. But yeah, so my next expense is transportation. So it's $100 per month, and I do have a car. I do drive to my train station. So, but the thing is, I don't like to drive like too far because petrol is expensive. So I like to take the train, and I have been driving for so long. I feel like now I'm trying to make use of transportation. So yeah, Sydney trains are pretty expensive. I would say like one trip will be like $10. So yeah, it's not that cheap, but sometimes you just have to do it. I only go into the office once a week, so that's really good for me. Sometimes twice a week, but on weekends I do like to go out of my own suburbs. So yeah. The next thing I spend on is like self-care. So I put this as like my hair, eye contacts, beauty, skincare, clothing. So I put a budget of $450. You're probably wondering, why is this higher than your groceries? For me, this includes, because I feel like my self-care is important. Um, I think if you don't take care of yourself, I think, yeah, for me, it just really impacts on the quality of life that I have. And I would definitely want to cut down on buying clothes. And so I have recently been trying to buy thrifted clothes. And yeah, so this is a thrifted clothes, and I'm also wearing like a skirt as well. So it's thrifted. Um, but yeah, I definitely see the perks of it because I'm spending like way less money on clothing. Um, so the next expense, so the last expense I have is entertainment and gifts, things like that. So I put $61.33 per month. And yeah, and then I think I put $30 for like miscellaneous stuff. So in total for my flexible expenses, it's $1,401.33. So yeah, that's about 36% of my salary. And I calculated like the leftover money I have. So if all of these are like all the money spent, I would have about like $243.43-ish to just kind of put it into any of these buckets. So usually I just keep it in my bank, and in case I need it, I just like to make sure I have like extra money left over. But yeah, let's get into my like spreadsheet so that you can kind of see it more clearly. But
So
yeah,
this
basically,
is my spreadsheet. I really like it. I am so proud of myself for creating this. So I actually used inspiration from a YouTuber that I watch, and I kind of like fixed her spreadsheet to make it mine. So yeah, this is my total roughly my total income per month, and I put my savings. So as you can see, this is great. Yep, so as you can see, I put $800 in my savings, and I don't have any investments at the moment. And this is how much I spend for my rent, my phone bill, car insurance, health insurance, and this is kind of my total expenses. I really like how it also gives me the percentages, because it kind of helps me understand like where my money is mainly going to. So as you can see, like I have like more expenses than savings, and that's because I mean Sydney is a really expensive city, so I have to like put most of my money into my expenses. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling, because I'm actually doing this during my lunch break. So yeah, and most of my money seems like goes to my fixed expenses, which I do want to change. And yes, at the end, this is how much money I have left, if and where I can put in any buckets. So okay, so now I'm going to go to this section. So this is the section, this is the spreadsheet that I use the most. This is where I update like how much I spend on things. So basically, if I spend for eating out, like groceries, I spend like, let's say $90, and then so usually I would have this other sheet. I don't want to show you the exact figures, but so that's where I kind of have like a budget of like how much I want to spend on groceries, and then I kind of see like a breakdown of each week, and yeah, but then yeah, so I just kind of put that in. But this is, so let's say eating out, I ate like $100. So as you can see, it has like it's color coded, because it's also called conditional formatting, where because I want to know if I'm spending over my budget or not. It goes green if I'm spending like below it, and or exactly $360. But if I'm spending over, it goes red. So yeah, and then in transportation, let me say like 70. I think usually eating out, I would say like 300, and groceries, I would say like, let's say 300 as well. So this is per month. And then what I do usually is, if it's like my expenses, how I use it is I put like 90 per week or something, plus 90 for another week. So yeah, it really helps me track everything. So at the end of the month, I really can tell like where money goes, and you can see how much is left over. So like you can see your total income and net flow. So yeah, this is basically what I use. I will put a link in the description box if you want this copy of a template for you to use. But yeah, see you guys later.
But yeah, basically that's kind of how I budget my salary. If you guys like this video, let me know. I am always thinking of making a video of like what I spend in like a week, or how much I spend living in Sydney, like a vlog type of video. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please let me know, and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!